out.
But Kira talk too much.
I mean, we got the most views for that one, bro. Well, actually, not the most. The
I was
EBP
in
one is
it.
still.
That is why the views was higher.
No, but I'm short from that one. No, but you're short from that one was high.
I mean, come on.
Now, thanks. Look at that guy. Really put us off. We like this guy didn't even put. How did he gonna put back the screen on there? Crazy. So we just lied with us. So thanks, everyone.
Oh, we're still back.
We're still back. It's sad. Okay, at least it's pretty nice at the moment.
You're just buffering right now, right? Welcome back to Footy. We're back with another banger, and you are joined by yours truly and my handsome fellow Liverpool mates over here. Right, guys, how are we feeling?
Good, welcome back, Lizzy. Good to have you on the show. Junaid, how are you doing?
I'm alright. Tired. Missed having our Premier League football after the international break.
I still miss it. I still feel like my weekend is incomplete.
Yeah, like what are we gonna do after this?
Do this to us, and now they want to start it on a Tuesday. Now they let us wait a bit longer, so it's another sad weekend. Coming from international breaks, coming from that Carabao Cup final. It's a little bit of heartbreak. Champions League for Liverpool fans, so it's a kind of
It's been a lot happening.
It's been a long week, so we just want to get back into the Premier League football. We know we're almost there to the finish line, and we want to take it further, you know.
So my first question is now we're currently sitting 12 points clear. Do we still feel super confident? I was very confident that we're just gonna win it, it's gonna be a breeze, but we're only 4 games ahead. Do we think we're still gonna make it over the line?
Look, with the recent form and the Champions League performance, that Carabao Cup performance, you are a bit worried. A lot of Liverpool fans are now worried. Hey, and a lot of people said they just need to lose 2 games, and they just need to do this, and and Arsenal need to keep winning, and. But I think now that Liverpool don't have that pressure now anymore of the FA Cup, of the Champions League. They're only focusing on the league. So their strength is full force on that league now, and that is that's the goal now for them. Since they already messed up in the other competitions, they need to now focus on that. And I'm confident that they have to push through now until the Arsenal game, which is gonna be there. Like a decided type of match.
And how are we feeling after like the cup exits, like 2 cup exits in the same week?
It's heartbreaking, It's tough, We gave it our all, There was a bit of change that could have been made. There's a lot of after-match thoughts on both the games.
So who do we blame now? Is it the team? Do we look at Slot because it's his first season? Who do we actually say like, okay, this is why Liverpool? Is it inexperience or is it just the team didn't show up on the day?
Look, the other teams were. If you look at Newcastle they were hungry. They wanted to break that duck. You know what I mean? They just look like the more hungry team on the day. Yeah. Now, Liverpool has a lot of Carabao Cups. Now this team comes in hungry for the cup. They're gonna take it. You know what I mean? Even if you have your best lineup out, they're gonna push. They're gonna try their best. They look better than us on the day, and they did. They well done to them.
I mean, Newcastle's always been the type of team that on their day they can get a win against anybody. I mean, they took points off Man City this season. They beat Arsenal this season. So I think the stars kind of just aligned for them where I mean, it's
Yeah,
been like
it's one of the
they
best
kept.
performances
I think on the broadcast of the game that I watched, they spoke about like 70 years since like a major trophy, and that is a long time for a club like Newcastle. So I mean, it was always. I think it was always going to be us that was going to give them that win in the final, and that's just how it turned out. We just didn't show
No,
up.
like I was sad for us, but I was happy for them, man. Just what
Yeah,
So
that-
it was a very weird feeling because you're like, okay, they had tears after the match, and you're like, nah, you can
you
empathize a bit with them, and nah, they deserve it. And I didn't feel that hard. The Champions League one felt a bit harder for me, and the FA Cup one felt a bit harder for me. Then the Carabao Cup felt.
Yeah, but then again, also the PSG one. Oh, to be fair, in all three of those games, I feel that we deserve to lose.
Yeah.
Like maybe the PSG one was a bit touch and go, but over the two legs, I felt that PSG edged it. Just maybe a bit further than just. But they are a very quality side. I think that they are a better team now than they were when they had Messi and Neymar and whoever else there at the time. They look like a much stronger unit, and obviously that's going to be more difficult to then like to play up against. Yeah.
For me, the FA Cup one, come off, you can start the youngsters off the squad, but they have at least a strong bench to change the game, you know. So it's almost like you know what, give them a chance. If we lose, we lose. It was like the look and feel what you got from the fans.
before with Liverpool.
Yeah.
Where
We've done that.
We've
We've
you know
done that,
what?
yes.
That's all good, guys. That's all good. Yeah.
We've been doing that for so many years in the Carabao Cups and FA Cups. But look at what the other teams are putting out. Manchester is putting out their first team. You know, Man City is putting out their first team. Arsenal's putting out the only team that they have because they don't have other teams, you know. So these people have to, you know, also highlight and vice a bit there as Liverpool Football Club.
Okay, so here's a question for you guys, right? So this question was posed to me, right? Will Salah be a better legend at Liverpool than Steven Gerrard? So I think someone can hold something.
I think you'll be a legend in his own right, but the fact that Steven Gerrard comes from Liverpool means that there's like an extra deeper like connection between the fans and him.
Yeah.
Like it would have been different if Mo Salah was somehow from Liverpool, you know what I mean? Then it would have been a completely different conversation. But I think Gerrard will have maybe like when it's all said and done and Salah's retired now, that I think that outside of Liverpool maybe there'd be a bigger adoration for Mo Salah, but like in the city of Liverpool itself, it'll always be Stevie G.
No, definitely. It's difficult, like you said as well. Steven Gerrard started his career there, ended his career there. A lot of people always go back at the accolades. That is the thing that always, the difference.
He never won
He never won the Premier League. You know, he only won the Champions League, FA Cup, whatever. But if you look at his stats throughout in that midfield, you know, the games that he's done, you know, I got a lot of good wins for us. He started that comeback in that Champions League final. So it's very difficult to have that, but also look what Salah has done over this past, this past couple of years. He brought us down from where we were in the slums, Bolatelli and Borini times, and you know, that was tough times, starting with that lineups. And then he came back in, and then they brought Mane, and then they had a lekker front three, and he's still continuing, and he's so consistent. He brought, he brought trophies back to Liverpool, which you thought you're not going to see in a very long time. So it's very difficult to pay to have. But my money will still be on Gerrard.
Even me, I think.
Mane
I think most of us will say.
Yeah.
Will still be
If
on
you had to
Gerrard.
choose one, who are you choosing?
Definitely still Gerrard. Okay. Still Gerrard.
Fair. Shout out Zay, Sydney, in the chat. Keenan says the only reason why Gerrard will be a better legend is because he is a born Scouser, which is fair. Yeah.
True, but I just think it's also the love that the fans had for Steven. Like, even when they played that Legends match, you can see like the love is it's still there, man.
And I think that kind of ties into the whole trend situation where no matter who came for Steven Gerrard, he could have gone to better teams who would have gotten him more medals and more trophies and whatever, but he decided to stay at Liverpool every single time until we told him like, so you can go. Which is, I mean, to our fans, loyalty is like everything. Like if you are down for the club, they will stand by your side no matter what.
How are we feeling about the dream situation?
trend situation. Yo, the
Like,
trend
the
situation
trend thing has
is.
been going on a whole
Yo,
week. Whenever
It's
I
been
go
going on.
TikTok.
To be fair, it's been going on for like a year now.
It's been going on, but it's like hyped
under-
it picked
under-
up this past week.
Yeah, yo.
It picked up a lot this past week, and a lot of the Liverpool fans are changing on the man now. They're changing on the man and said,
Some
nah, that
people is burning their jerseys
they're
already.
burning. They're saying that corner wasn't actually taken that quick. You know, like, why would they?
Let's say that there was
I
4
saw
minutes
Change it
between
to
the
someone
two.
else.
I saw another jersey.
Yo.
No, it's instead of Trent Alexander saying
Alexander
Isak.
Isak.
Yeah, like yo, like the people are just putting the guy out. It's just, I mean, it's like one bad game or two bad games, but not a bad career. You know, they're
Yeah,
basing it off a lot of things, injuries and missed opportunities and missed tackles and stuff like that. But they don't look at what he has also done, you know, and
He's
given
done a
it.
lot for,
done a
like, I mean,
lot.
since the age of 5, 6
He's done
years
a lot.
old.
He's
Like,
done a lot. So I give credit where it's due for Trent.
I don't think he handled the situation like as well as he probably could have. I think the fans would have probably preferred if he just didn't say anything up until. I mean, but to be fair to him, he hasn't said anything. He hasn't come out and said, "I'm leaving" or "I'm staying" at this point. Yeah. So I mean, like in a perfect world, he does what like guys like Mane and Firmino have done, where they've kind of just like haven't spoken to anybody else, haven't said anything, and then at the end of the season they'll be like, "Look here, I'm out of contract, I'm leaving." You know what I mean? But obviously with Fabrizio and all these rumors going around and leaks and all of these stories, it's difficult to do that when on every news outlet they're saying that you're leaving or you're close to leaving or something like that. But unfortunately, our fans, they aren't looking at. I don't think they're looking at it as realistically as they could. Where a lot of them are just seeing it as like he's leaving. Where at the same time, for example, when we were in for Zubimendi, I think was it at the end of last season?
Yeah, in the last season.
Our fans were begging Zubimendi to leave his childhood club. You know what I mean? Telling him like, look here, you can be a legend at 2 different clubs and all of those things. And I'm like, but I feel like that's a bit of a double standard because you're telling this guy, leave your club, but you're telling our players, don't leave our club. You know what I mean?
I think after Klopp left, I think that really affected him. And I don't think he's been the same player.
I think that was like the kind of like the final nail in the coffin where he was like, okay, nah, this is kind of like the end of that era. And I mean, I don't begrudge him that move. I would have loved for him to stay at the club for forever, for the rest of his career. But he's won everything that he could possibly win at Liverpool. Premier League champion, Champions League winner, you name it, he's won it at the club. Like, he's literally won everything that he could have won at the club, besides the Europa League, but we haven't really played in it. So, regardless of what he does, I feel like our club is going to go on regardless. Other players have come and gone, so if he leaves, he leaves. If he stays,
It's one of those things, no?
do you think if he does miraculously decide to stay, do you think that his connection with the fans will be the same? Or do you think it will be tainted by how this thing's gone down?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think some of the fans will be like 50-50, man. Some will be okay with it, some won't. Some is because you can see the way he played the season. Remember at the start of the season, you could see his mind was just like.
But he also had good performances over the course of the season.
True.
Like, he wasn't just
Exactly.
completely bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Was in and out of goodness, but also now the fans are, you have 2 good games, they love you,
And as soon as you have a bad game, then they're like, nah, that man's head is in Madrid
actually
already
go,
and all of
"Mine is
that.
in Madrid." And the fans are 2 ways, man. But I think they will give him another chance if he stays. My only sad thing with Trent leaving is you're not gonna get any money for him.
I know.
you're not gonna
right?
get
like,
any
how do
money. You're not gonna
like
get.
a scouse, a born scouse.
That guy would have
going on a
been.
free
He would have been the
transfer.
most expensive right back in the history if you had to, get proper money for
I
him.
think
But
that's
now
another thing that the fans are upset about.
Yeah,
is the
we're
fact
not
that
getting any
that
money.
We're not getting any money.
we're not getting any money from the guy, so
Yeah,
that is a bit of a sad thing for us. The other 2 contracts as well, we're still waiting for that, and that's another stressful situation. But the way they're making it, I don't know if they're waiting for us to have enough points to win the league before signing the contract or what though.
Oh,
They're
like,
waiting
what
to
the
do
fuck?
it. They're waiting to do it at the parade, man. Bro.
Yeah, do it at the parade, sign on the bus with a trophy in the hand, but it's stressful as well because you know how
So
long.
while this
yeah,
is happening, they could be talking to other clubs. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
And
the
these,
last 6 months, they're allowed to. They're
you know
allowed to.
how sneaky these other clubs are as well. So it is a bit worrying as a Liverpool fan because you know how long we take to replace someone in a position.
I know.
You know, so it's not going to happen in that transfer window coming after the season. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen next year when we knee deep in the shit. Oh, sorry, but knee
But I
deep in
do
the
think,
bollocks.
like,
Yeah.
things.
So
I do
yeah.
think Slot needs. I do think
the
Slot
match
eventually. Slot eventually has to build his own team now, man. Like,
Yeah.
He's still like partially.
But he's
still
still close.
being,
He's still-
yeah, he only
in
put
essence, it's still
Chiesa in.
close.
Yeah,
Only
so
put
he needs
Chiesa in.
to build his own team at some point. It's inevitable.
I know we talking a lot about Liverpool, but what about
Yeah,
Chiesa?
Shout out Man United, yo. But what he said, we saw it. We'll be back.
What about Chiesa, man? No one is, why is
What
the
does
man
he
not
have to do?
starting, man?
What does he have to
What
do
must he
to
do
start
to
it?
start? Start the match.
Like just like I feel like don't get me wrong. I feel like some of the Dutch managers like they're stubborn, man. It's like if they don't favor you, like if Garvey Elliott doesn't get game time either,
Yeah.
why not? Like
He's
because
energetic.
that's what I'm saying. But I feel like now also with Chiesa also he's not being favored. So how's the guy? How are you gonna know if someone's gonna fit in the team if you don't play them? If
Exactly.
you don't bring them on?
You can see in the games when he does come from the bench, he brings another level, man. He
He
brings
does,
another
you can
attacking
see
return,
it, you
and
can
he
see
makes
that.
liquor runs and people are, liquor open. And he challenges defenders liquor. So why not start the guy? At least one game.
And
Two
with
goals,
how
three goals, man.
the other front three players besides Mo Salah have been performing this season. I think they have like 3 goals between them in the last like 40 odd games. So like you might as well give the man a shot with 12 points ahead. Give him a go. He might just be the person that covers for Jota and Nunes them not getting goals.
I also want Indo to get more game time. I really like Indo.
Nah, Indo's just the closer.
Indo's
Yeah.
closer.
Indo's the
man.
closer.
Right, the guy coming in the 75th minute. And he just,
Then you know
When
the
you
game
put
As soon as I make that change, he was like, "Thanks, guys. That's 3 points. Thank you very
how
much."
God goes, things are about to tighten up at the back. But yeah,
Do we have anything to say about any of the other teams?
for me,
No. Nah, I'm kidding.
I always have something to say about Man United because obviously they are closest rivals.
know, yeah.
Do you think they will make the Europa spot or they will stay at 10th and 11th and fight
But
for
they have
that?
to win Europa, right?
Yeah, let's take it in consideration they're not winning Europa.
That means that they're not playing.
Do you think they're gonna make European footballs in some miraculous way, or is it out for them if they lose the Europa? Are they out of European football for next season?
Yes, they are. If they don't win the Europa, then it's
How far are they away from European players?
they're like 12, 13.
Oh, they
No, I mean in terms of points.
in terms of are they not still on a 12-point gap?
At the moment, Man City are on 48, United on 37, so it's 11 points. Nah. There's an 11-point gap between the two.
Seen the other side of the table. They haven't.
Page 2, Mus.
It's tough, man.
Page
But
two.
you see also look at teams like Fulham and Brighton that's in those positions.
Yeah.
They also deserve those positions that they're in.
They
man.
do,
They
yeah.
play well.
They do.
The table never lies at the end of the day. Man.
Yeah, the table never lies.
Do you guys, Nottingham Forest are still up there, 5 points clear from Chelsea. I think they're gonna stay in the Champions League. I think they're gonna make it.
They're gonna make it.
I mean, a lot can happen. There's still 9 games to go.
I'm gonna call it different. I think so far it's gonna drop.
Drop to where? To which
They're gonna
position?
drop to 5th place. I'm still gonna go.
So you're saying City are gonna make up 6 points over the course of the rest of the season. So you, in essence, are you putting City in the top 4 here?
City's in 4th.
Who's the
City's-
third?
Chelsea.
No,
Really?
City's. This is how it is. Liverpool. Oh, you're saying.
I'm still
okay,
putting Chelsea.
okay.
Chelsea
And
still
City
have a bigger
4th?
team. Yeah, City 4th.
Okay, I thought you were saying they're not gonna.
They still have the.
But Chelsea been giving
I
such
know they've been
mediocre
giving
performances,
bad
like-
performances, but they have nothing to lose, man. They have that type of if they have that type of mentality. Look at Nottingham Forest. These people are holding the ball. They rather not concede goals and draw matches just to stay there. Chelsea have nothing to lose. They'll need to score 2
drop
goals
points.
and they'll go forward. You know what I mean? So Nottingham Forest has a lot of pressure being there, and these little bottom teams that is fighting for other positions, they're gonna knock these guys. And I still have a grudge against Nottingham Forest for that one. No,
I
still
think it's-
Spoken like a true hater, you know.
I think it's because, just imagine we didn't lose that game or we drew that game. We would have been like almost having an invincible season if you think about it.
season. But also they deserved that game and they scored that one goal and it was late and it was a good goal. Their keeper was phenomenal on the day and their keeper is having a quiet season.
Matt Sal's, yeah, the
Their
goat.
keeper has been having a quiet season. A lot of the players are being very good as well. So kudos to them for being there as well. But these other teams is gonna come gunning. You know, Chelsea they got money, they have targets to reach. Man City, I don't think Pep's gonna leave it like that. So
But you have to also kind of
Newcastle is And if you look at their other fixtures, they got a lot of rough fixtures coming up. They got people that are looking for liquor positions coming forward. So I think Nottingham Forest is gonna drop. But if they do stay up, then I'll be shocked there.
But you're good at the predicting the stuff now, your stuff. Whenever you say stuff, it usually happens.
Yeah, it'll take time, but it's gonna happen because Bournemouth needs to come up a bit, man.
At the beginning.
It might not make sense.
But it will make sense eventually.
I might not see it now, but we'll see it later.
I actually expected better for Bournemouth. I thought they would maybe finish. I was hoping that they would like maybe make top 6 or something because there was a time they were like really good and then they just took it.
They definitely
Consistency, bro.
roller coaster, inconsistent type of football.
Because like if you watch them play, you think that they are higher than 10th place. You know what I mean? And then you look at the table and you're like,
They're holding
10th?
the spot home there.
So you're saying Man United to make it to page 1 of the table.
But look at Bruno Fernandes' form is looking good. The man has been scoring in all forms of
draft, maybe.
the guy is scoring. He's not even scoring penalties.
For
He's
the
scoring
draft.
1 or 2 penalties. He's cracking it from outside the box, scoring free kicks. He's doing everything there. So
He's doing what he's been doing for Manchester United lately.
Without him, United would probably be.
Imagine that guy got injured now. United is straight relegated. Another question I want to ask you guys. This Mamouche guy at Man City coming mid-season, what do you think of his performance? He scored a hat-trick. He scored, I don't know, I think he scored only 4 goals since he's been there. What do you guys think of him now at Man City? Is he the starter? What is he?
Because I mean, there's games where he starts and then there's games where they put him on the bench, so it's kind of hard to tell right now. But I think he has a lot of potential.
I think that
he's going to be a good player at the club.
I think that they bought him in January to basically give him this few months to kind of acclimatize to the league. They don't expect him to be that guy that's going to cover for Ireland at the moment. I think from next season onwards, once he's now settled, he's kind of used to the league, we can have a better judgment of him. But he's shown good signs in the few games that I've seen him. So yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him play with Salah, man. I would have liked to see him play with Salah. It would have been nice to see him in front with Salah. It would have been a nice dream start in the front. But we need to get rid of Nunes on a personal note. Nunes needs to go.
Is that the hot take or is it the cold take?
No, that's a cold take. That's off the cuff. We should have gone for Mamouche, man.
But besides Nunes, who else do you think Liverpool should sell?
There's Nunes. I think Nunes, Jota can go as well.
In my opinion.
Players that has been, been like consistent in some form of ways, like Sabosla has been good this season, better this season than last.
And McAllister as well.
McAllister's been, clutch a bit in the mid.
McAllister's been very good this season.
Salah's been obviously good. Van Dijk, Alisson, our second keeper, Keller has also been good as well.
Should Andy Robertson, do you sell him or do you keep him?
I want to sell him and keep him.
We're talking about Alisson
Robertson.
I want to sell him and keep him. Type of situation. But
I think I'll keep him. He still has decent performances, but I do feel like we need a better
solid backup. He can be very good fighting with someone that is higher quality than Tsimikas. That is my opinion on that matter. But I feel like people are going to complain that we're talking about Liverpool the whole time.
So like we Liverpool panel, like what must we do? So did you find your what is this? The league predictions that you did before the season started?
I got mine, yeah.
I can't find mine. Mine got lost in the internet, in the interwebs.
So what's it? Me and Calvin that's going to compete against each other now.
Yes.
So for every team that we predict on the right position, we get 10 points. If we predicted a team that is maybe playing second, but we put them third or first, then we'll get 5 points. If you have a team from the relegation zone that is it's not sitting in the relegation zone, that's minus 5 points.
Oh, so they basically have to be in the right place, regardless.
Not really, only the relegation. If you, like, let's say you put 3 teams at the bottom, but they're not playing at the bottom, then you are losing 5 points.
Oh. Do you wanna get the standings up there?
Yes, I do have standings up.
Okay. Then I'll find your Okay. No, I got your predictions up here because I don't think you can. Okay. So are we going from the bottom up?
I think so, yes. So my three at the start of the season was Forest, Ipswich, and Southampton.
Yo, mine was actually Southampton, Ipswich, and Fulham.
Yo,
Fulham.
that's crazy.
Oh. Okay, so technically the points there, because Junaid was not playing.
You both got 2 out of the 2.
We both got 2 right, yeah.
But
So
then
that's
who's
is it. You're gonna take -5 points for Nottingham
But where
Forest
did you
now?
put Southampton right at the
I
bottom?
put Southampton right at the bottom,
Me
then
too.
Ipswich,
And then
and
Fulham.
then Fulham.
But where is Ipswich?
Fulham.
Ipswich is currently
Which
laying.
is second.
The lane 18
Third.
actually.
Oh,
the lane
snap.
18. So that means we get 10 points for Southampton and we only get 5 for Ipswich. But then we're losing the 5 because we put
So you guys are back on.
we have 10 points each.
Oh, 10 each. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Lower to mid table, 13th
Oh,
to
no.
17th place.
So 17th I have Fulham.
Me, I got Nottingham Forest.
Okay, we're way off there.
Way off.
Way
here.
off.
Nottingham Forest, and then I got Brighton after that.
I have Bournemouth in my
Yo,
16th position.
Semenyo.
No trust
way.
in Semenyo.
16th?
Brighton.
Brighton, sure. Okay, 15th I have Leicester.
I also got Leicester there.
Your numbers are not adding up, yo.
Which numbers?
Your Europa League teams got 3. So you got 5, 6, and 6.
I put different. I think I messed it up a bit.
And then here you
I'm
have.
missing a team here.
You're missing a team at
Nah,
13.
we
You're missing a team. Oh,
So then Bournemouth must go down. So then be 13 then.
So 14th we currently have Spurs in the table. I
it's crazy, you know.
at 14th.
Then that means my 14 is Bournemouth.
Oh, Spurs is here. Spurs is
Spurs
there.
is there,
Next to
yeah, but
Newcastle.
Stock, yeah, they go.
Yo, check it out. Where's Spurs on this table?
I put who's this Brentford in 13th position.
Oh, I got Everton there.
We have Everton. I'm way over this predictions. The well is
I think close to the top as well. Gettleman.
Hey, hey, weird matters. Weird matters.
12th I have Everton.
Yo, I got Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace is laying 12.
Oh yes,
No,
so it's
that's-
fast.
that's like
That's
10
fast.
points.
Yo, 10 points.
Okay.
Oh yes.
That's right.
And United man.
Who's next? We have. What position are we now? By 11th.
11th, yeah.
I
Man
have.
United.
I have Brighton.
Got Man United there.
Are we by 11th?
2 points off.
Oh, way off, yeah. In 10th position, I have West Ham.
I got Brentford.
Brentford.
That's
Okay,
it.
that's like.
Yo,
if
it's
you put,
close.
that means that you're getting 5 points because.
It's 1 position up.
It's 1 position up. Nice one. So your prediction isn't too bad actually.
Not bad. Ah, the next one is bad. I put Wolves.
9th.
I put Wolves as 9th.
I have West Ham. I have West Ham 9th.
Who put West Ham a bit higher? Obviously, we thought something better is gonna
Ah,
happen,
we
but we
thought
never knew
they
they're
were
gonna
gonna-
drop like this.
Exactly.
Yo, I'm actually disappointed in West Ham a bit, man. But
What did you put 9th again?
I put what I said, Wolves, huh?
Wolves.
I said Wolves, yeah.
Okay, it's Wolf. 8th. Who do you have 8th?
I got Aston Villa.
I have.
That give me a point. That gives me a point, no?
I have Newcastle 8th.
I got a point for Aston
Oof.
Villa.
Oh, you do. Yo, you beat me up. Oh, what? Next,
West Ham.
Have you ever won one of these games, Lizelle?
I have actually. We
Oh.
won it here.
Of course, of course.
I might be taking down a champion here.
Good morning, playing. Shout out from PE, Port Elizabeth. Welcome, man.
Welcome, Abega.
7th, I have.
I got Spurs.
I have Crystal
That's
Palace.
Spurs also.
Are you sure Spurs are
It's,
fifth?
it's Spurs, no?
Is it not 6th?
I'm counting now. What number we now?
Is it
7.
29?
Nah, then it's 7, 6, 4, 5. Hey, no, man. I'm confused.
Count it, yeah, count it. Because I'm under the assumption that you're going this way.
I'm
so
going
it's
this way, yeah.
20, that's 22, 18,
Yeah.
17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
So 7,
So-
you have West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 6 you have Spurs.
6 is Spurs.
Now we off there.
No,
6th, I I have.
Top 4 is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
What
So-
happened? 106. That was-
United is 6.
Yo,
that is yours.
Respectful.
That is yo.
What did you put 6?
I put Newcastle.
Oh wow, spot on.
No, man.
No.
You
I
put
put
Spurs
Spurs.
6, bruh. Oh, I told you to come back to bite you, bruh.
Damn Spurs.
You just throwing
in
around.
the FPL, they get you in the betting. They get you even in this now.
You just
So
throwing
can't
now. You
see
just
them.
throwing teams in spots here at this point.
Who do we have first? I had.
I didn't have
You
Newcastle.
have Newcastle first, thank
that's
you.
Fast, huh?
Okay, that's 5 points.
Oh, that's 5 points. Lekker.
Nice.
Right?
Okay, you don't have to fight with your keyboard because you're losing. No, please.
Yes,
Damn.
things get interesting.
Who do we have fourth?
Fourth, I have Man City.
Man City is currently laying fourth.
They're lucky.
Is another 5 points.
Coming through.
I have Chelsea at fourth, so I'm getting at least 5 points for that one because they're laying
Lekker. And then we go into
fourth
position now. No, fourth position we did. I said Man City.
Oh yeah.
You said
sorry.
Chelsea.
Third.
So
I
third,
had Arsenal.
I got Chelsea.
Okay, so that's another 5 points for you.
Yes, sis. Are winning the league.
Really good. And would you have second?
I have Arsenal second.
And Arsenal is second. It's another 10 points. Demolished.
He's pulling away, yo. He's
Oh,
pulling away because you know he's got in first.
5 points there. And then who do you got first? First, how much is first
First
place?
is 10, first
It's
is
a
10
10.
points,
Okay. Nah, then it's solid 10 as well.
Yeah. Killed it. I
Go
only
ahead.
ended up with like 30 points.
Out of the possible 600 points.
You ended up with like 65 points.
You're close to Liverpool's points, huh? More
Wow.
points in Arsenal.
GG's, guys. GG's.
Yeah, nice one. So I think I might believe you on for this one making top 5.
Look, just feel I have that feeling where I don't.
At this point, if you're gonna believe anybody's prediction,
from the day when I said Savinho's gonna score and Man City's gonna lose,
nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same.
Because then what happened? Man City fell off completely. They lost
They
back to
did,
back
yeah.
and back to back, and it was just a car from there. So, eish, man.
That concludes our game.
Are we ready to?
Thanks, Lazal, for organizing that game for us.
But this is where Lazelle's strong points come in. Come to the thing of the pictures.
Oh,
This is
really?
where your strong point always come in. You always get the stuff right. Like, what? How did you know they're gonna win 1-0?
Also, to the ones in the chat, feel free to also provide your predictions for the fixtures coming up midweek. Also, I wanted to say I actually enjoy the fact that the games are only in midweek because it gives everybody a little bit of extra break. Because I don't know if you remember with like the South American players, they get back like in the early hours of like Friday morning or something like that. So I like that idea. I don't know if it's something that they just decided or the reasoning behind it, but very, very good. If the FA. I didn't say shout out Blaine. See how these people they don't listen to me. They don't listen to me.
Where's the guy that plays for Brentford? He's not joining.
Carlton is not online this evening. I think he's probably on a flight somewhere. He's on a
Exactly.
flight.
Dumpemo.
Right, so straight into the fixtures, which starts on Tuesday finally.
Oh,
On April Fool's Day.
on April Fool's Day, yeah.
No wonder Man United are playing.
Really a fool.
United's playing also.
They're playing on that day. Yeah, it's so
So we have Wolves and West Ham. How are we feeling about that one?
Yo, both teams could lose. Just to be honest,
Quite
with
possible.
but there's another fixture that to call it, but in favor of Wolves. Wolves got the running of good fixtures now. I think they got West Ham. I think they got Ipswich after, and they got the more positive team. They got the fitter team as well.
So I think they can pull off a win.
I think they're gonna pull off a win. Yeah.
16 against 17th.
16 against 17th, and I think Wolves need. I don't know, man. West Ham just hasn't been king of it really. But West Ham win the games that matters, you know.
To be fair, Wolves are in a relatively comfortable spot, 9 points off the relegation zone. So I think that with that, bearing that in mind, I think they're going to play with a bit more freedom against West Ham. And they are going to win 2-0.
I am going with a 1-1 draw.
Yo, safe, playing it safe. I'm going with the.
The fence is always comfortable. Yeah.
I'm going with the 2-1 to Wolves.
Oh, what? You guys have no faith in West Ham?
No, and this, you know what? No fight that then West Ham wins 3-0.
Yeah,
That's,
like
this
easy.
what happens. Bet on West Ham.
Easy
Get-
3-0 win.
Put your car spare tire on it, you'll win some money.
Arsenal and Fulham.
Yo, it's yeah. Arsenal at home, with the one team that they have been playing all competitions. Versus the Fulham that has a strong bench and has a solid starting lineup. I'm honestly gonna go with Fulham to take a draw, take a point from Arsenal. Yeah.
I mean, you'd love them to lose more points.
Yeah, we'd love
Yeah.
them to lose. We'd love them
Easy
to lose
pass,
more
yeah.
points, but I mean, I see Fulham putting up a fight, man. I see Fulham doing something, you know. So I'll go with the 1-1.
I'm actually going with a 2-0 victory to Arsenal.
Yo.
They're gonna get the clean sheet.
I think they're gonna get the clean sheet.
Fulham tend to be really good away from home. Can be good on the counter, got the Traore and so on. Also, I'm gonna be biased here, and I'm gonna say Fulham are going to win 2-1.
Oh, okay. So they like to be
Just the hot take on that match. Wilson will have an impact. Wilson will do something there. Just for a Liverpool point of view.
Okay.
Harry Wilson will do something there.
Forest and Manchester United.
Yes, man. I want so badly both teams to lose here as well. But Nottingham Forest will beat Man United.
I'm also going with the
Nottingham
2-1
Forest,
victory.
yeah.
I think Forest might win 1-0
I'm going
because
with
they've been very good at keeping other teams out, keeping clean sheets, not conceding a lot of goals. So I think they'll win 1-0.
Bruno Fernandes has been on form. I don't think he's gonna.
Okay, for the draft, I'm saying 2-2. Bruno scoring both. Bruno scoring both.
because I have Nottingham Forest defenders, so I need a clean sheet. So I'm going with the 2-0. Nottingham Forest win as well.
Okay. Southampton and Palace.
Yo, you're not gonna say that game is on Wednesday. Moving on to Wednesday,
Sorry.
the 2nd of April. All the games aren't on Tuesday.
Yeah, fair.
This late games is a bit tight, no?
Nah, it's back to 9 o'clock
9 o'clock.
fixtures, bro. We love it
9
here.
o'clock is, yo, come on.
It's better than 10 o'clock, bro. It's better
10
than.
o'clock was that 10
Do you know how tough it was to just
First off, you
just circling back to the Champions League game? Do you know how tough it is? Look here, as a Muslim person, do you know how tough it is to go to sleep heartbroken at 1:15 after losing a Champions League quarterfinal on penalties and then having to wake up at 4 o'clock to eat?
Yo,
So now this helps. This is much better. 9 o'clock. I'm in bed at 11, maybe, bro. I'm tipping. Back to the prediction.
Southampton and Palace.
Southampton and Palace. Palace, or I think, but also Southampton at home now, and they have nothing to lose. They look like they are.
They're just playing for pride, yeah.
And look what they did with us. They gave us a run for money.
They did it both
You know,
home and away.
I
Actually.
hate that. You know, that's what I don't like. And I think I called it the last time as well. When we played Southampton that week, it was like, Liverpool should be winning this match 5-0, but Southampton's going to...
Didn't we all call it? We all called it like 5, 4,
Yeah, I would say
3s.
that, but also like, I see also that this team is going to do something, they have nothing to play for. They're going to score first, they're going to sit back, they're going to frustrate us until we can't anymore. And I think they're going to do the same to Palace. Palace has, you know, they're ticking all the right boxes now, but I'm going to go with a Southampton win. 1-0.
I'm going Palace to win.
Season.
I'm going Palace to win 2-1. Looking at these fixtures, there aren't like any... Okay, besides maybe the City Leicester one.
Most of them are straightforward. Yeah.
Oh, I was actually going to say they aren't straightforward,
Okay.
man.
No, they're not.
I'm going
Besides the
with-
City one.
I'm going with a 3-1 for Palace. Actually,
Okay.
I think they're gonna easily win that one.
Okay.
Fair.
You know, midweek, Palace never wins midweek because they're not used to playing midweek football. So I think they will definitely slip up there. That's just my point of view.
Midweek football, that's not on a Monday, bro.
Yeah, that's not on the Monday. They're not used to playing Tuesday.
There was a
Wednesday.
time they always used to play. They always got the
Oh,
Monday
always on a
night
Monday.
fixture, bro. Like for a few weeks.
The Monday night fixture, the Friday fixtures must actually start coming back a bit, man. I actually like the Friday
like the
fixtures.
Friday
I like the
fixtures?
Friday fixtures because it sets you off early, man. You don't have to wait until Saturday afternoon, sad to watch a match.
true.
Yo, but it's not like if you lose that Friday fixture,
It's
bro.
not like if you captain that Friday fixture also, yo, and then nothing happens.
Just
in your
watching
whole
everybody
week,
else go hat-tricks,
yo,
man.
and then Sunday, Haaland scores hat-trick and yeah,
That is sad.
that's the sad part. Yeah.
Score a 10-minute hat-trick at the end of his game.
What Gabriella said, yeah, that talk smack Juju. We'll see how Liverpool survive when Trent, Virgil, and Salah leave. Yo,
Yo, all three.
Yeah, so they're all three leaving.
All three.
That's a bit harsh.
She's a Man United supporter, so I can feel the animosity here. But I think Virgil and Salah will leave like in the next 3 years, maybe
Yeah.
2 to 3 years.
That's just Trent. Yeah, Carl Julius Trent to score own goal.
Trent's not gonna play.
He's gonna score own goal. He's gonna score.
Come
own
on,
goal.
Kyle.
Did it, man. Come on.
It's always a
When
Kyle.
he comes back from injury, are they going to play him? No.
And you know what?
I think maybe by the time that he comes back, the league might be sewn up already. We'll see.
Man's gonna love.
We'll
He's
see.
gonna be part of the parade.
He deserves it, man. I think he
part of the
deserves it.
parade,
I think he deserves it.
Nah, shame he does.
I think he deserves it. Let's go back onto.
Bournemouth and Ipswich.
This is the obvious one from my point of view. We all know that,
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name.
He's been in my team from the beginning. This is his match. He hasn't been returning a lot, but like I said, he's in the build up to the goal. He's there. He's in the mix. The ball is coming off his foot onto another foot into the poles, and so Semenyo hat-trick in this match. It's gonna be a 4-0 Bournemouth.
You say he's gonna live up to that
This is the match
70 million pound
He's gonna
price
do-
tag
he's-
that they slapped
And
on
you
him
know
in
what?
this week.
Liverpool must sign this guy. If Salah goes sign this man, you won't be sorry. Yeah,
70 bags, bruh.
yeah.
70 million.
Yes, it's quite a penny, but it's worth every penny. Man. Put another 70 on it, even pay 150.
I'd pay 70 million for the centre back for Hoyson.
Who isn't?
I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but
Good there.
I'd splash 70 mil on Tino Hoyson.
You need to actually if you look at signings and stuff like that, you need to sign within the league, man. You need to be smart. If you're playing Premier League, sign within the league. Don't
It
take
makes more
another.
sense though, because
Makes
they
more
already
sense.
know how to play
Yeah.
in the league. They're already
You
accustomed.
they have stats already, and so keep them in the league, man. Don't take them outside the league.
Yes, I'm going with the 2-0 for Bournemouth.
What is yours for now?
4-0.
I'll say 3-1 Bournemouth. I'll give Ipswich a goal.
Ipswich goals for
I'll give Ipswich a goal.
Okay. On to Brighton and Aston Villa. Ooh, that's actually a nice one.
That's a
Huh?
tasty fixture.
Take a picture.
That's a tasty fixture.
I'm going clean sheet Brighton 2-0.
Villa not gonna score with that front three.
Villa.
With that front three and Asensio.
Watkins. You're not backing Watkins anymore.
Not this season. He's been under par this season.
Nah.
Your boy's not been doing it.
Nah, I'm actually gonna back Aston Villa on this one.
Do we say Watkins overrated?
Watkins. Nah, I don't wanna say that because.
Oh, we saying.
What do we say?
Chat, I will ask you guys that question. Watkins, overrated or not overrated? Tell us, please. Thank you very much.
When the thumb come out, you must know it's official. But I don't know. From my point of view, I think Watkins is not the only player at Aston Villa, man. That is the thing. There's other players there.
But I think the fact that they got all these other players in now kind of takes the goal scoring burden off of him. Because before it was, I think he was kind of crumbling under the pressure. Or not crumbling, and then Duran was coming through and then bagging the goals, and that kind of put more pressure on top of him because every time he started, he wasn't scoring. And then Duran would come on, save the day. But now Duran's not there anymore. So,
But if you could have one player from Aston Villa in your team, who would it be?
yo.
Oh, everyone will say Asensio now because of the form he's in and coming in and slotting in goals.
I like Rodgers.
Now that you mention him,
Rodgers is hot,
now that you mention him, love me some Rodgers.
I like Martinez in that team also. I just like his tactics, man. I like him in the poles. In the
Gabriel Stein says, nice seeing Marcus perform at Aston Villa.
Nah,
Truly,
he's that
truly.
fast, though.
Gabriel Stein, I'm gonna say your full name every time. I feel like I have to say your full name every time. Do you think, based on Marcus Rashford's performances at Villa over this period of time, do you think that he should go back to United? Do you think he deserves another chance at United, or do you think he should use this form and carry it on for Aston Villa? Because I mean, he's back in the England setup. So, do you think for Marcus Rashford would it be better for him to stay at Aston Villa and kind of make his move permanent, or move back to Man United and fight for his spot? Also, what do you guys think?
I think he should stay at Aston Villa. Stay. Don't ruin your career like that. Just stay at Aston Villa.
That is, for me, personally speaking, I don't think he should he shouldn't leave Aston Villa now. At least maybe extend the loan. Do something like that. But he's playing well. You have a nice build up of players as well around him. So.
And do you think it's one of those where, like, I've spoken about this before, where no disrespect to clubs like Aston Villa and your Brightons, your Bournemouths and so on, where you aren't necessarily expected to perform every week. Do you think that helps him at Villa? The fact that, like, you can kind of go on form for like 3 games and then disappear for 5 games, and it's kind of like,
It's not like
you at Aston Villa, you know what I mean? Whereas when you're at United, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, you kind of more under the media scrutiny, and like you're not really, and because the stakes are but higher further up the table, you can't really go missing for those amount of games.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure playing for a club like Man United. If you don't perform, you get scrutinized for the stuff, and the attacks come from all angles, man. It comes from the fans, it comes from the players, it comes from the coach, it comes from, a lot of different things. So what the coach has done to him, like just take him completely out of the team and, disciplining him accordingly. Man went out clubbing. There's a lot of backstories with Rashford, but all in all, he's a good football player. You see, so when he goes to a club, it just wants to, doesn't have a stress of all this other tactics and antics. You can see what he can produce. He's always been a threat. I hate that guy, especially against Trent. And I'm sure he's going to be sad to see Trent leave the Premier League. So,
shout out Navin. I don't know if I'm saying that probably. Navin Chadwick. Carl Julius says United should have cashed in on Rashford after the 30 goal mark, but that was like a while back. Navin also saying the difference is Aston Villa plays to the player's strength, but the coach, like United coaches, doesn't play to their players' strengths. But I mean, then I feel like it's on the players. Like if a coach comes with a different game plan, you as a player need to adapt to that game plan. You know what I mean? The coach is coming in, it's kind of trying to find a system that works for the players, but also finding the players to fit the system. So I think that at Aston Villa, Marcus Rashford fits the system a bit better because they don't really press that highly. They're not a high pressing team. They kind of allow other teams to get the ball. So he's not really required to do that defensive work that he has to do, which also helps him. Watkins not overrated, but is a good selection for a strike partner. Okay, true. Okay, Shyam. Don't say my full name. I love Rashi and I would love to have him back at United, but his attitude needs to change. So then what do you think the difference is between his attitude at United and his attitude at Villa? Since you're saying that it's an attitude thing. You can't keep yourself bigger than the club, but then you don't perform. The problem with footballers of today is that they don't want to be open to change their style of playing. Be what the clubs need. Don't be fool of yourself, then you don't perform. Fair?
Yeah, it's fair comment also, but also the clubs also need to also look at Marcus Rashford and look at his strengths and his weaknesses as well, and use it to their best. You know what I mean?
I mean, sometimes manager styles and players just don't mix. It just doesn't work, and that's also valid. Like, it's allowed. It's okay. It happens.
Yeah, and you end up seeing players switch positions. You have him rather coming from the right or coming through the middle, and they'll thought, and see where the guy fit in. But now you don't put the guy in at all. Where are you going to see how the guy is going to fit into your system if you're not putting him in at all?
And what if there's a player on the bench who fits the system better? Then what happens? These are all things that these people have to think about.
Did you guys give your Brighton Villa prediction?
No, we went on a bit of a tangent.
Watkins overrated. Watkins overrated, and then that's what happened then.
Because I know I put the 2-0 for Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. I'm going Villa 2-0.
I'll go Villa 2-1. I'll go 2-2. Desmond.
That's it safe because Brighton hasn't
So you can sit on the fence, but I can't sit on the fence. 2-2.
I'm taking Brighton down. These teams just want to knock off big teams here. Aston Villa is going to beat them. How can Aston Villa be 9th? That's disrespectful, man, for that team. They're playing Champions League. They're playing PSG next. Aston Villa, you are my other team.
Brighton is laying 2 positions above them. Brighton have won 4 out of their last 5. That is why I'm going.
I know. You see, the thing is, also now, the way I see football and the way I see the league, that 4 games means nothing. That 4 games mean nothing after international break, after a lot of things. They can go in a slump. They can go in a slump. We can win 5, we can win 10 games, and then So that's why I'm basing my margin. Aston Villa is gonna win them.
I think there's also another nice fixture,
Oh,
Newcastle
it's a
and
lekker
Brentford.
match. That's a lekker match. Brentford to win 2-1. I'm not gonna talk about Newcastle.
you still have seen.
Newcastle players are still going to be shaping on that game. Newcastle, Brentford. I think Newcastle are going to carry that form from the Carabao Cup and they're going to beat Brentford 2-0.
I'm going with a 2-1. I feel like Brentford will score in the game.
Also, Shyam and Novin, we are going to get back to this. That, like, after we've done our predictions, we'll talk a bit more on the players and
Finally, some Man
Things.
United fans are joining the
Oh,
See,
chat's
it's
hot.
good to see the
Chat's hot. We love to see it.
Players, they're missing Scott McTominay, they're missing a lot of players. It's good. Yeah, we will catch up with you guys just now.
I just want to get through these predictions. Also, we're never going to get through these predictions. I can tell you that now.
Newcastle is the team, solid team. Again, kudos to them for the Carabao Cup. And, they're still on a high momentum. But Brentford and Newcastle, it's a quiet match to watch. And I'll give it a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw.
Okay.
Another question. Alexander Isak 100 more, yes or no?
Yes.
I will sell my entire front three for Isak. Thank you.
I'll sell Watkins.
You sell Watkins.
I'll sell
We'll get to that question. We'll get to that question as well.
We have City and Leicester.
City 10-0.
Sure, deep.
3-0. I'm going with 3-0.
10-0.
You know what? This fixture always look like City's like they're gonna open up Leicester and then they win 1-0.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's gonna be someone that scores like what is this guy's name?
Audio.
Taku. He's gonna score and Alan does nothing. This team is very unpredictable. But I'm gonna go with also
Haaland is
City.
trash.
Did you just say that loud?
Yeah. Nah, City gonna
That's from a purely biased last place in the draft league position.
Yeah, I know.
Haaland's a great footballer. The best to ever do it, in my opinion. Go on.
He's a
I don't know if he's a
great
great footballer.
I think
Nah, he's not a great
striker.
footballer. I said this before, bruh. He's trash. He's
You
trash.
say that so you can at least get some points.
He's trash. Let's go at it.
Nah, so he's gonna pulverize his people. 6-0.
Right, the last fixture for Wednesday, Liverpool and Everton.
No, coming back after the other games, I have to play Everton in this Merseyside derby after our
I
last
want
matches.
revenge on him.
It's a lot of revenge. Traskowski, I have your number. That match, it was heartbreaking to see that. Even though it was a draw, it was a hard-fought match, man. I liked it. I really liked that match. It was for me one of the games of the season, a match to watch from the beginning to the end. So I think this one, Liverpool really needs to pull up and start the proper lineup and beat these bloody Merseysiders 2-0.
I'm going
I think-
with 3-1 Liverpool.
You guys took my guesses. Because I can't go like 4-1. That's a bit disrespectful. I actually think we'll keep a clean sheet. I'll go 3-0. We have a point to prove after the last couple of results. Playing at Anfield is always different. Everton tend to be able to kind of bully us at Goodison Park. So at Anfield, I think it's going to be a bit different.
And then the last fixture, which is on Thursday, Chelsea and Spurs.
The battle of mid, maybe.
Battle of good players but poor performances. They both
It's a tough one to call because you don't know what way it's going to go.
Like they both have nice teams, man. You can do so much of them, but then look what they do.
Like it has the potential to be one of those like 5-4 games, but it can also be 0-0 with
Can also be
absolutely
0-0.
nothing
You
happening.
can
Either way.
in the match as well. So
I'm
Chelsea,
going
no?
with Chelsea 2-1 win.
Chelsea at home.
Yes.
I'll go Chelsea 2-0. Cole Palmer will get one of the goals.
Really?
Oh, I don't- honestly, I don't trust Palmer anymore.
Yo.
hey man, it's
And that coincides from when I've had him in my fantasy league team, bro. He hasn't scored anything.
So you
He got like one
you
assist.
Paul McCurse. You got the Paul
They were building up a headers team behind us, and I was like, you know what? Let me step in here.
Yeah,
Let me step in and sort this out.
I did the same with Cunha and instead Larson, but anyway, Chelsea to win.
How much?
Chelsea to win 3-0.
3-0. So no,
3-0.
you don't think Spurs gonna score?
Spurs is not going to score. Son is going to leave the pitch crying. I don't know. I don't see them coming out with anything in this match, to be honest. They hot and cold, man. Oh, not even the team, the players, man. One match, Madison is playing like Barry Maradona.
And
the
then
next
the next
match
match
is
is
just fruit.
Massive.
There's nothing. So how can you have that Son as well? The Son's coming from the bench now even. Son doesn't even start anymore. He's the captain. The captain's coming from the bench. It's problems there.
Junaid, are you predicting that one?
I said 2-0.
Did you?
I said 2-0 Chelsea. Cole Palmer going to score, and then he said, "Oh, but cold periods." Cold. See how they don't listen to me, guys. Just in and out. Raw. Oh, we're gonna get back to the chats. What was the last thing that we said? Scotty would have been perfect with this coach setup. It's difficult to say because I mean, if you're playing well, wherever you're playing, people will think that you can fit into a system. But he might come to United and the coach wants him to do a completely different job to what he's doing at Napoli, and then people want him gone. Because I mean, I didn't hear too much besides Shyam. I didn't hear too much of a fuss being made when McTominay left. I don't know if I'm the only one. But I didn't think that you guys really cared that much when you heard that he's going to Napoli. And you guys got the shiny new toy in Manuel Ugarte that kind of papered over the fact that Scotty left. They were like, you got a new CDM, everything's gonna be okay. Navin, that's actually a decent question. Who do you guys think will get EPL Player of the Season and Coach of the Season, and explain why? Who wants to go first?
Yo, that's hectic.
Because I got my kind of ideas made already.
Yeah, obviously the player is using must be Salah. Golden assist.
Because of his stats, yeah, he's like leading the stats and Liverpool top of the table. So
Consistency. I think he only blanked one game this whole season. I think maybe two
he
or
maybe
so.
blanked like 2 or 3
But
games.
I mean, there was assist here, there was goals here, and who scores an assist like that back to back? You know, it's consistent. For coach of the season, it's a bit tricky because
it's a bit of a tough one. I feel I don't know if I can answer that one yet.
it's very difficult because if you look
I was gonna say it was between honest lot for me. That is just because you came into it for the first season doing so well, whatever. And my other decision would be Nuno Espirito Santo of Nottingham Forest because of the job that he's been doing, just based off the fact that, I mean, even us here didn't give Forest a chance. I think even though we didn't have my predictions and the table stuff, I think I said that Forest were going to go down. And I've obviously been made to eat my words. It was very disrespectful. They've been performing ridiculously well over the course of the season. And they know the shot of the Champions League. I don't think anybody at the club thought that was possible. So I think that says everything. And I will not be surprised if Nuno wins manager of the
Let's
season.
say he finishes outside of top 4, like maybe 4th, does he still deserve to get it?
See, now then that's a different thing, because then
Yeah.
they're kind of moving more towards what was kind of expected of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it would still be, I think, even a top 6 would still be an achievement for them, and they kind of just like taking it as it comes for the rest of the season. Whatever they do is already a success. You know what I mean? Also, the guys and girls in the chat are also allowed to answer these questions. On the slot deserves his flowers, no lies.
honestly,
No, he does,
yeah,
yeah.
a lot of
He
the
does.
guys, like I think before the preseason, largely we didn't that. A lot of people say doubted on his slot. There's a lot of doubt.
Yeah.
People said this guy's it's not gonna make it. You know, the managers when they come in for the first time, they don't, they lose a couple of games, must get to this used to this style. I think one or two of us also said it,
Yeah.
and no one really trusted him fully, man. Until the first 5 games, hey,
After the first 3 already, I
yeah,
was
like,
just
hey,
I'm not gonna
nah,
I was
I like
excited.
it. I like what I see, and then he just continued, man. He just continued. He showed a lot of heart and guts.
To be fair, he also did inherit a team that, for a large part of last season, were up there, like fighting for the title. Let's not forget last season, up until I think maybe this time in the year, we were still fighting for the league. So, this is not putting a dampener on what he's done at Liverpool, but at the same time, it is something that needs to be considered. The fact that he didn't pick up a bunch of bums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he had I mean, that was in essence the reason why Jurgen Klopp left last season, because he realized that the team was further on in its life cycle, and he was like, I can hand this over to somebody else now. But Arne Slot is a brilliant manager. We can't doubt that. We cannot doubt that.
Where did they find this guy, man? It's a really good pick, and I'm so happy that Man United hasn't found him before.
I feel like Klopp was the one that found
Fun fact on Arne Slot, him losing against PSG and Newcastle was the first time that he's lost back-to-back games in his career.
Yo,
Really?
that's deep, eh? Coward, Nirvana has to say, what's your guys' opinion regarding the Golden Cloud? You think it must be based on clean sheets, or it must be kept consistent based on huge, for example, forest keeper being great?
I mean, but if you're a great keeper, you're keeping clean sheets, bro. You know? Unless your defense is trash and none of the goals that you concede are your fault.
Yeah, so like for example, look at Martinez from Aston Villa. This guy's been winning keeper of the year. But how many clean sheets has he won? You know, the guy won a World Cup. It's also not based all on the clean sheets. It's based on performance, penalty saves, big matches.
Because like you could win a game 5-4. You could concede 4 goals as a goalkeeper, but you make one unbelievable save to keep the score 5-4, and are you supposed to win Golden Glove based on that? You know what I mean? Some people would say yes, some people would say no. I feel like with the Golden Glove, there's so many, until there's like a clear explanation of what the criteria is for the Golden Glove, we're gonna speak until next season. Because there's so many different things that you can base it on. So like if they decided it's only based on clean sheets, then you can't, then that's not necessarily the most clear, because your defense could just be blocking shots the whole time. What if you don't have to make a save? Then are you a good goalkeeper? Or do you just have a good defense?
Exactly, but
You know what I
now
mean?
the way that it's looking now, it's only based on clean sheets, and it is a bit unfair. If you look at Man City's keeper as well with attacking returns, he should also
Yeah, so then
Golden Glove.
on that point, does that not make Edison, doesn't push him up in terms of like the golden glove, the fact that he's contributing on the attacking end as well?
I look at the FPL points, I'm not gonna lie. That's how
The saves.
that's how I
That
measure
makes
it.
a lot.
So
Yeah, I
currently
know.
the 2 goalkeepers that have the most points is Pickford and Sels. They have
Yeah.
the most points in FPL, so that is how I measure it, in my opinion.
But you know why also?
But then again, they also that's the thing. So that's the other thing. So now, is he a good goalkeeper, or is he just getting shot at all the time?
I mean, Ramsdale Zico faced like 2,000 shots already this season. So what is his stats? You know, how many saves has he made? He's made a lot.
Not many, maybe, do I can tell you.
Out of 20 shots per game, he's 5 goes in, but I mean, he's making 15 others. So where does he fall into a Golden Glove situation? The man's facing a lot of shots.
Navin Chadwick says here, do you guys know Slot has never purchased a player for more than 9 million? I think that's another reason why Liverpool took him on, was the fact that he's been known to work with what he has. He's not necessarily a man to go out and buy 15 players. If you give him a squad, as he's been showing, that he can work with whatever he has. What Nuno is doing is remarkable. This is Carl Julius saying what Nuno is doing is remarkable. Makes me wonder why United never considered him.
Maybe he does better at the smaller club.
Like that's again what we've spoken about with the players. Like Nuno can, this kind of season at United, if he was at United, let's for example, if Nuno Espirito Santo was at Manchester United in 3rd place at the moment, it would just be a normal season. You know what I mean? Based on the past. Whereas now, because he's at Nottingham Forest, like, oh my goodness. I mean, he is doing a brilliant job. But in, what's the word now? In context, if he was United's manager, would it be doing remarkable if he was doing this with Manchester United?
They wouldn't be making such a big fuss.
Exactly, it wouldn't be such a big deal. So that's like the difference in the expectations. United are expected to be more further in the past. They were expected to be in the top 3, challenging for track. Yeah, because lately it's kind of not been like that. I mean, even though the fans still believe that they should be, I mean, every club's supporters think that they should be fighting for titles and things. But yeah, United are expected to be in the top 4 minimum. I'd say minimum requirement is European football every season. So if Nuno could do that with United, then it would kind of be like, okay, is kind of restoring them to where they should be. Whereas with Forest, it's kind of different, where it's not necessarily expected.
No, I understand. 100% agree with that as well. But Nuno at United also, it would have been very hard on him as well. Because if he didn't
Exactly, the
perform,
expectations would be different,
expectations
bruh.
would be different. If the man didn't perform in 3 months, they said, he can go back to Fuller, he can go back to Wolves or whatever,
How can we take a guy from Forest? He had one good season at Forest, now we're taking
They're
him.
gonna do that to the guy, and it's not fair on him as well as a coach as well, and to get that type of criticism. And if if you look at the type of coach that he is, he works with what they have, and he puts his style of football in. He doesn't work with players that have attitudes, man, and has getting big salaries and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff you have to deal with Man United. These players have attitude, they got baggage, they got this, they got that, and the coaches that can take that on for a long period of time really needs to be strong if they want to do something good there. But for United, the wild take for me as well, I don't think that Almiron is going to last very long.
How long do you think he's
I don't think.
Give us a timestamp.
Give us a timeline.
He didn't have a full season.
He never had a full season, but if he's still going to continue the way he's continuing now into next season, and it's maybe, for example,
Let him buy his own players first, man. Let him buy his own players. Let him put his step.
Okay.
If he's in the same position next season, having bought his players and things, then by all means we can have this conversation.
Okay.
Then I say,
By Christmas.
by 10 games, by 10 games next season, Ruben is out,
By
man.
Christmas next season. Yeah? Ruben Amorim is out of Man United. And I don't know who's left to coach them. I don't know who's left to coach them. These people has been through.
Bring back Benny, man, bro. Bring back Benny.
Mourinho, bring back. I don't know who they're gonna have to bring back. Honestly,
Oh,
bring pizza with Zamani in or something from Sundowns to do something here. But nah, I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. I think they have a lot. Give him the transfer window. Let's see what he can make. United have a lot of money to spend. We know that they might say that they don't have. They're gonna sell. These people have money.
They're not even getting lunch at work.
You know, they're not getting lunch.
That's something that we need to
They
speak
don't-
about at some
their
point.
infestations and
How
whatever.
crazy that
But
is.
you know what? This is a sad thing. If you look at the Forbes most, clubs making the most revenue in that, they still up there under Madrid. How did they
Yeah,
get
'cause
there?
people are using their life savings to
How did they
go
get
to
there?
the
How did they
stadium
second
tours and
underneath
stuff,
Real
bruh.
Madrid with the most revenue generated from a club.
like there are so many people going to Old Trafford every single day for the tours, buying things, and everything that comes with it. So, because I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the fans who were watching them during the quote unquote glory days are kind of like at the age now where they can afford to go on holidays and they're in the working class and all of that. And they can now finally go to Old Trafford. So a lot of those people are doing that and going to Old Trafford, going to the stadium tours, going to watch the games, going to buy memorabilia. And that brings money in. Like it or not, it brings money into the club. Speaking about money, Shyam says, I doubt that FSG would let Liverpool pay more than £9 million for the player. That's not funny. But it is funny.
That's not funny.
Also, we bought Chiesa for £14 million last year. Please, come on now. Big spenders.
Biggest signing
Big
since
spenders.
2017.
Come on now. Carl Julius says on Navin's question, the DDG, David de Gea, I assume, should have won Golden Glove many times for the amount of saves he made of the poor defense.
Yeah, no, look, if David Gea in a lot of seasons was Man United's clutch in that polls for a lot of matches. Big saves came from that guy. But it just got too much, man, and it got ruthless now because now how can you have Maguire there and then, the guy's allowing the stuff to go in and Maguire has his hot and cold moments where there's days where the man is, Easter, looking like Kellini there and stuff, but there's days where he's just very poor. So a guy like David De Gea, that man is gold. He's big. He can make stops. He's attacking it. He's an all-around good goalkeeper. But it was just getting a bit too much for the man. And also there was also some criticism happening on him. But he deserved that golden glove for many occasions. If it had to be up to good saves made, because that man made some heavy saves and close range saves is for me. I don't know if that's his speciality or what, but I don't know how he does it. But he's good.
It was an interesting comment by Gabriella. Man United have the largest fan base. It's why I said the Prem would never allow us to get relegated because the loss in viewership would go down.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But I mean, to be fair, they've never been close enough to be in trouble of relegation. They've never been. Yeah, there was obviously talks about it, but I mean, they were never in the relegation fight. That would have been interesting if they were, though. If they were. But that's quite the conversation starter. But I can tell you that much. I'm taking that with me. I'm taking that conspiracy theory with me. You know what I mean? Now then, going back, they can take that largest fan base to the championship. Maybe there they can win the league again. Ooh, whoa, guys.
If you look at it, Mo Salah does have more Instagram followers than Man United. So maybe it's Mo Salah's fans that is watching the league. So we don't know.
Yeah, the closing takes. Any other wild takes from you guys?
You dropped the wild take already.
I dropped the
Christmas
box.
December 2025. Ruben Emery is out.
Yeah.
According to this guy over here.
It's unfortunate.
Bring back Ruud van Nistelrooy.
I believe that they were going to take
You know what? For me, this is.
Shiam says, in Emery we trust.
Nah, you know what? When Ole was at the wheel, that man won some bloody games. And there was some nice, he played a better football than what he had Martial in his team when he was winning games.
No.
I mean, he had a worse team than what these coaches have now. So, Ten Hag had a better team than him. This Amorim has a better team than him. Ole at the wheel was for me the strongest, at Man United for that period.
Dog time for them, bro.
I know, it's like also for a Liverpool point of view when we played them, it was like it's a nice fixture to have. And Ten Hag out. Ten Hag also. I like Ten Hag also.
Whenever we beat them, we beat them, and then the manager gets fired. Maybe. That's like always the final straw. They lose the Anfield and gone.
Go. But anyway, that's just my opinion on that. Hot take will still send Amarin out by Christmas. Nice Christmas lunch for United fans will come from manager. Come from Wayne Rooney and the coach.
And you need to bring your own sandwiches to the Christmas party because Ineos are not going to provide them. Unfortunately. Is that where we're ending it? Guys?
I think that's a wrap for this week, guys. See you next time.
Thank you very much.
Safe.
Like, follow, share, and see you guys.
Like, share, follow. Like Junaid always says, tell all your friends.
Tell your mommy, tell your auntie. Eid Mubarak to those celebrating on Monday, Tuesday. Shout out Shiam, shout out Navin.
Shiam, Stein. Thank you.
That's the last time we'll say your full name.
Nevin and Kyle, Julius as well. Those guys are.
Shout out Zayu came out earlier on. Blaine Slater, Mr. PE himself, pulling through. Thank you very much, guys. We'll try to be back next Saturday. We'll try our best to be back next Saturday. But until then, all the best to your teams. Be safe, have fun. Football always wins at the end of the day.
Football is the winner.
Peace out.